The village used to laugh when they saw him training at dawn. While the other samurai moved like flowing water, blades flashing with precision and pride, he stumbled in the dirt, his wooden sword slipping from sweaty hands. His name was Ren, and in a clan of warriors born with talent, he was the mistake no one wanted to claim. He was the weakest student under Master Hayato, a legend whose blade had ended wars before they began. The other disciples believed strength was inherited through blood. Ren believed strength was earned through pain. Every morning before sunrise, he would drag himself to the courtyard, bruised from yesterday's failures, and swing his sword 1,000 times before anyone else arrived. His arms trembled, his palms tore open, but he kept swinging. Master Hayato never mocked him. While others whispered that Ren shamed the dojo, the old master would silently watch from the wooden veranda. One evening, after Ren collapsed face first into the gravel, Hayato approached and placed a calloused hand on his shoulder. "Strength is not the absence of weakness," he said. "It is the refusal to accept it." Those words became the fire inside Ren's chest. Months passed, and Ren improved, but not enough to silence the laughter. During sparring sessions, he was still the first to fall. During strategy lessons, he struggled to keep pace, yet every defeat carved something sharper inside him. He studied the footwork of his rivals, memorized the timing of their strikes, and practiced alone beneath the moonlight when the dojo slept. Then the war came. A rival warlord named Kurigane stormed the valley with mercenaries and fire. The clan's banners burned against the night sky. Ren fought beside his brothers, heart pounding louder than the clash of steel. He was outmatched. He was terrified. But he did not run. He saw Master Hayato confront Kurigane in the center of the courtyard. Sparks flew as their blades collided. The ground cracked beneath their fury. Ren tried to reach them, but soldiers blocked his path. By the time he broke through, it was too late. Hayato knelt, blood staining the stones, his sword shattered. Kurigane turned and locked eyes with Ren. There was no hatred there, only amusement. "This is your clan's future," he said, glancing at the trembling young warrior. "How fragile." Ren screamed and charged, but he was struck down with the flat of Kurigane's blade and left unconscious among the ruins. When he awoke, the dojo was ash. The surviving students had scattered. Master Hayato's body was gone, taken by loyal villagers for burial. Ren knelt in the silence, fists digging into the blackened earth. Weakness had cost him everything. He buried his old wooden sword beside the ruins and swore an oath over the ashes. He would become stronger than anyone had ever imagined, not for pride, not for glory, for vengeance. Ren left the valley and wandered into the northern mountains, where legends spoke of warriors who trained beyond human limits. The cold there cut deeper than steel. Food was scarce. Shelter was nothing more than caves and broken shrines. But Ren embraced the suffering. He ran through snow until his lungs burned. He struck frozen waterfalls until his knuckles bled. He balanced on cliff edges during storms, forcing his body to remain steady against roaring winds. Years passed. His body hardened. The awkward boy disappeared, replaced by a silent figure with eyes like tempered iron. He learned to listen to the rhythm of his heartbeat and align it with his strikes. He practiced drawing his blade in a single breath, over and over, until the motion felt like thought itself. He fought wild beasts with nothing but a dagger, learning to move without hesitation. But strength alone was not enough. He remembered how Kurigane had toyed with him, so Ren trained his mind. He meditated beneath icy waterfalls, slowing his fear, sharpening his focus. He replayed the night of the massacre in his head, not to fuel rage but to refine purpose. One winter evening, an old hermit swordsman approached him at a mountain shrine. The man had watched Ren train for months without revealing himself. "Your hatred is heavy," the hermit said. "It will slow your blade." Ren bowed but did not deny it. The hermit challenged him to a duel. They fought from sunset until stars filled the sky. Ren lost, again and again. But each defeat taught him more than victory ever had. The hermit forced him to abandon brute force and embrace timing, patience, and deception. After countless battles, Ren finally disarmed the old man with a strike so swift it seemed to split the air. "Now you are ready," the hermit said. "Not because you can kill, but because you understand restraint." Ren descended the mountains a different man. Rumors led him to Kurigane's fortress, built atop a cliff overlooking a conquered city. The once feared warlord had grown even more powerful, ruling through fear and spectacle. Ren did not storm the gates blindly. He observed the guards' patterns, the shift changes, the hidden entrances carved into the rock. He moved like a shadow, eliminating sentries without sound. Inside the fortress, he felt no trembling. The boy who once shook before stronger opponents was gone. He reached the central hall where Kuragain sat upon a raised platform, surrounded by banners stolen from fallen clans. Kuragain recognized him instantly. The fragile child survived. Ren drew his blade in a single fluid motion. I am no longer fragile. Their swords met with a thunderous crack. Kuragain was still immense, each strike carrying crushing force. But Ren no longer tried to overpower him. He flowed around the attacks, redirecting momentum, exploiting openings that appeared for fractions of a second. The battle tore through pillars and shattered walls. Kuragain roared and unleashed a relentless barrage meant to break Ren's defense. Years ago, it would have worked. Now, Ren stepped inside the storm, calm and precise. He remembered every bruise, every night alone in the snow, every failure that shaped him. When Kuragain overextended, Ren's blade flashed. Silence fell. Kuragain staggered, disbelief etched across his face. How? Ren answered softly. Because I was weak. With one final strike, he ended the warlord's reign. The fortress guards fled. The city below watched as smoke drifted from broken towers. Ren stood alone in the hall, blood dripping from his sword. He expected triumph. Instead, he felt release. The weight he had carried for years dissolved into quiet understanding. He returned to the valley where the dojo once stood. Villagers were rebuilding homes. Children trained with wooden swords in a makeshift courtyard. When they saw the scarred warrior approaching, whispers spread. Ren knelt where Master Hayato had fallen. He placed Kuragain's blade upon the ground as an offering. I kept my promise, he murmured. The wind moved gently through the valley, no longer carrying the scent of ash. Ren did not rebuild the dojo as it was. Instead, he gathered the surviving students and began teaching them differently. He did not praise natural talent. He did not mock failure. He made them train until their legs shook, but he also taught them patience and humility. When one small boy dropped his sword and lowered his head in shame, Ren picked it up and handed it back. Strength is born from weakness, he said. Do not fear falling, fear refusing to rise. The legend of the weakest samurai who became the strongest spread across provinces. But Ren never claimed that title. In his heart he remained the boy in the dirt, swinging a wooden sword before sunrise, and every morning, long before his students arrived, he still trained alone in the quiet light of dawn.